After God had created everything, Adam and Eve lived in the beautiful Garden of Eden that God created. Adam and Eve were free to enjoy it and do as they pleased, except for one thing. God told them never to eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which stood in the middle of the garden. One day, while Eve was walking in the garden, she met a snake. But this was no regular snake. It was the devil who made himself look like a snake. The snake asked Eve, "Did God tell you that you could eat from any of the trees?" "All except one," Eve said. "We cannot eat from the tree in the middle, not even touch it. If we do, we will die." "You won't die," the snake said. "In fact, God knows that if you eat it, you'll be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the tree. It did look good. If it would make her as wise as God, well, that would be really good. At that moment, Eve made a very bad choice. She picked a piece of fruit from the tree and took a bite. This was exactly what the devil wanted. Then, Eve saw Adam and handed him some of the fruit. Even though Adam knew they were not supposed to eat the fruit from that tree, he took a bite. Adam and Eve had just broken the only rule God had given them. The devil's evil plan to trick them had worked. At that moment, Adam and Eve saw everything very differently. Suddenly, they understood the difference between good and evil. They also saw that they were naked. They were so embarrassed and ashamed that they tried to cover their naked bodies with leaves and then tried to hide from God. Later that evening, as God was walking through the garden, he looked for Adam and Eve. "Where are you?" God called. When he found Adam and Eve hiding from him and wearing leaves to cover their bodies, God knew what they had done. They had sinned. Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the snake. God was angry that the devil had tricked them, but he was angrier that they had believed the devil's lie. God cursed the snake and banished Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. He put angels with fiery swords at the entrance of the garden to keep them out. He then told Adam and Eve that they would not live forever. One day they would die. Their lives would be filled with trouble and sadness. This was the punishment for not doing what God told them. Because Adam and Eve sinned, the world would never be the same. Because they did not do as they were told, every person in the whole world would be born into sin. In the future, God would send his own Son in the form of a human to take away the sin of the world, so that anyone who believes in him can live forever.